But that doesn't mean that people should throw bricks at you just because you have thick skin. But there is a time and a place where I have found it completely necessary to curse somebody out. It's a toxic relationship, and all they do is ask for things. It is not okay to always sacrifice your well-being and your happiness. This is your sign to no longer do that. If you found this video, know that this message is entirely for you. Hello, mystical light beings, and welcome to another episode or video or whatever we're doing here. Today, I wanted to talk about the topic of not getting what you deserve and settling for less than what you deserve. And I'm just going to ask my guides, angels, and those of light to guide me in this moment. Help this message to be divinely led and be here during this message so that we understand what the message is and that we feel aligned. So I'm going to start by saying in my life, especially when I was about a teenager or just a lot younger, I found myself settling for less in the friendships and the relationships that I had. And it was just like, whatever you could give, that's enough. I'm an alchemist. I can turn dust into something magical. And I did that a lot. Now, what ends up happening is it becomes a role of being an enabler in other people's lives where you allow them to give you the littlest bit of effort and accept that. And I know that I did that a lot of times, especially with the boyfriends that I had or just the friends, period. Or even family members in my life. It was like, you could give me this little bit and I will make do with what that is. This is your sign to no longer do that. Do not accept from anybody in your life less than what you deserve. Be understanding that someone may only be able to give 10%, but if they're giving 10% all the time and all they do is ask for things, it's a toxic relationship. And this, honestly, I hate to say it, but it could be with kids as well, especially when you have adult children. It can be that as well. So it is so important to let people know that you're human, that you feel things, that you experience things, that you have your ups and your downs as well. A lot of people will see you as the strong person. You are a strong person, but that doesn't mean that people should throw bricks at you just because you have thick skin. So remember, in your relationships, in your friendships, and your family relationships, to let people know how you truly feel when they say things or they don't consider you, or when they treat you a certain way, or when they keep asking for money, or when they keep asking for time but they don't ever offer it, when they only talk about their own problems but never ask you about yours. You deserve better than that, and this is your sign. Now, this doesn't only roll into the relationships that we have in our daily lives. This is our day-to-day as well. And what I mean by that is you may have an experience where in your day, your daily lives, you see the same people, you communicate to the same people, and you may have those issues. But then this is also when it gets into your day-to-day life where you're at work and maybe somebody says something to you and you just automatically forgive them, and then you notice they keep showing those same traits. That's also something that needs to be nipped in the bud. Another issue is when you go get your nails done, or you go get your feet done, or you go get a facial, or you go get a massage, and you feel like you're giving half-ass effort. It is not time for you to not talk and speak up for yourself, especially if you're paying for a service or you're paying for something, or you're at work and you're trying to focus on whatever you're doing. You also have to express yourself in those instances as well. It is not okay to always sacrifice your well-being and your happiness in situations so that everybody else can be happy. And that happens a lot to us empaths because we understand the upset that people can have. We understand that day-to-day people go through hardships, and we understand that most people don't know how to regulate themselves. However, it makes it harder for us to understand ourselves and our capabilities when we continue to accept things that do not reach our standards. And a lot of us will have high standards, so we're like, okay, I don't know if everybody's going to reach these standards, but we have to give and take at some point. And a lot of people will always ask but never give. And we have to be willing to have the discernment to see in our lives where that is revealing itself. We have to look around and observe, what do I get from this connection? Is this connection more draining than it is also offering to me? And there may be some connections where it's like that, especially those of us that may be caretakers for children or for adults, for parents. There is going to be a lot of giving in those situations, but that's reasonable. And I think that we get so caught up in what things should look like exactly, and we forget that things look different in each case. And we have to see how we can adapt in those situations without compromising ourselves. Life is not just one cycle. It's millions of them all at once. It's an infinite amount of cycles all at once. And every choice in how we respond to what's going on is going to reveal our paths. If someone does something that doesn't meet your standards, you don't have to curse them out. Not every time. But there is a time and a place to get cursed out, okay? Can I get an amen in the comments? There's definitely a time and a place to curse somebody out. And I think that in the spiritual realm of things, like a lot of people talk about, oh, you should never get to the point where you have to curse somebody out. I don't believe in that. I believe that there's a time and a place that balance needs to be enacted, that you need to consider the situation you're in and handle it appropriately. Now, if you're cursing everybody out, that is definitely a clear sign that you're out of balance with yourself. And if it's not something that you want to do and you're doing it, that means you're being taken out of yourself. But there is a time and a place where I have found it completely necessary to curse somebody out. Okay? And that's okay. And I don't regret it. And if you're in a place where you know yourself well enough, and you could say, all right, this is the time and the place for me to pull this version of myself out, that's a good thing. That is a powerful thing. But if you don't know when to pull those things out and then you pull it out in the wrong situation, let's say you had a really bad experience at work and you bring that work drama at home. Now you're going off on your kids because of something that happened at work. Where's the balance there? You are responding at a different point in time to someone else that doesn't deserve it. It's time that you start letting that out. And that's another part of this video I wanted to talk about. A lot of the times we misplace our anger and frustration on people, places, and things that have nothing to do with what we're really upset with. And that is why we must respond in action. Responding in action looks like somebody's doing something wrong in that moment, and they've been doing something wrong, and we tell them, I don't like the way you're doing this, or this is not fitting the standard. This is not fitting my expectations. I know you can do better than that. And if you're not gonna meet me at least halfway, you don't deserve my time and my effort and what I give you. I'm giving more. So you respond in action when something is going on, instead of bringing that baggage somewhere else and then erupting in the place that didn't deserve it and misplacing your anger in somewhere that it shouldn't be placed in the first place. I hope this video did help you all, and I hope it inspires you to respond in action in those moments where you are upset or you're discombobulated and you need to express yourself in those moments. And I hope that it helps you to recognize when you're misplacing your anger and your frustration on something that doesn't deserve it. Once again, thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in another video. And if you want more content like this, comment down below, let me know. And if you have any ideas as well, let me know those things too. I hope to see you in another video. Bye. May this message bring the confirmation you need to value yourself just as much as you value those around you and those that you love. Don't be afraid to ask for what you desire, because you deserve all the things that you want in life.